Next concept which we are studying is speed and velocity. So how can you define speed? Speed means so speed is nothing but distance divided by time taken. Clear now? Distance divided by time taken is nothing but speed. Clear? Then how can I define velocity? Velocity is nothing but displacement divided by time taken is called velocity. Are you able to understand? Clear number? Now similarly, can you say a condition when speed and velocity when they are equal? Can you say? When a body is moving in a straight line, distance and displacement they will be equal number. Similarly, speed and velocity also will be equal. Clear? So make a note of that point. So therefore, what is the note point I can write? Note point is that when body travels in a straight line, okay ma? Then I can say distance is equal to displacement. Distance and displacement both are equal. Therefore, speed is equal to velocity. Speed and velocity also will be equal. Clear? So then we study about instantaneous speed. What is meant by instantaneous speed? Can you say? Instantaneous speed and speed at a particular instant is called as instantaneous speed. That's all. For example, if you are going in a bike, okay, so the speedometer will indicate the speed. No? In bike you will have speedometer where speed is shown. So what kind of speed is that? Is it showing instantaneous speed or is it showing average speed? What kind of speed it is showing? Speedometer always shows instantaneous speed. Instantaneous speed means speed only at that particular instant is called as instantaneous speed. Are you able to understand ma? So therefore, how can I define instantaneous speed? So speed at a particular instant. Speed at a particular instant is called what? Is called instantaneous speed. Are you able to understand that? So speed at a particular instant of time we call it as instantaneous speed. Okay. So then we study about average speed. Average speed. Okay. So how can I define average speed? Total distance divided by total time taken. Okay ma? So total distance by total time taken is called as average speed. So how can I define this one? See now. For example, let us consider body has travelled from point A to point B. It covered a distance of d1. Clear no? Then it travelled from B to C and it covered a distance of d2. Then from C to D again it travelled a distance of d3. Clear no? So here it is travelling with a speed of v1. Here it is travelling with a speed of v2. Here it is travelling with a speed of v3. So here let time taken is t1 and here time taken is t2 and here time taken is t3. Are you able to understand? So this person is travelling in 3 different intervals. Okay. So A to B is one interval, B to C is another interval, C to D is another interval. So these are the different speeds and different distances and different times taken. Okay. Then in this condition, how can I write average speed? Can you say anybody? AB plus BC plus CD divided by T1 plus T2 plus T3. That's it. So average speed is nothing but, clear ma? Total distance is D1 plus D2 plus D3. Or you can write AB plus BC plus CD also. So D1 plus D2 plus D3. This will be the total distance no ma? A to B distance is D1, B to C it is D2, C to D it is D3. So total distance will be how much? D1 plus D2 plus D3. divided by total time taken is how much? So T1 plus T2 plus Clear now? So this is my equation for average speed. Understood now? Okay. Similarly, okay, ma? I will write one case. Case is that if a body is traveling with uniform speed, if body is traveling with uniform speed, okay, ma? If body is traveling with uniform speed, then what is the equation of motion I can use? S is equals to? That is the condition when body is traveling with uniform velocity. I am asking the condition when body is traveling with uniform speed. So, displacement is equals to velocity into time. This is the condition for which condition? Equation for which condition? When body is traveling with uniform velocity. Are you able to understand? But what is the condition I have taken? Body is traveling with uniform speed. Then I have to write. So instead of displacement, I have to write a distance. Clear, no? Instead of velocity, I have to write speed. And instead of time taken, I can write time taken. That is the condition. Understood now? So this is the condition for uniform velocity. And this is the condition for uniform speed. Clear? Now here, speed also I will call it as V only for this particular instant. So I will write D is equals to V into T, where D is called as distance, V is called as speed, T is called as time. Are you able to understand? Therefore, here instead of D1, can I write V1 T1? What is D1? Distance travelled in case number 1, no ma? In case number 1, what is the time taken? T1. What is the speed? V1. Clear, no? So therefore, instead of D1, what I can write? Instead of D1, I can write V1 T1. Instead of D2, what I can write? I can write V2 T2. And instead of D3, I can write V3 T3. That's all. So take all these values and substitute here. Okay. So if I substitute all those values, then I will get another equation for average speed, no? So this is my equation number 1. Clear, no? Then another equation what I will get, average speed is equals to, clear number, instead of D1 I will write V1 T1, V2 T2 plus V3 T3 divided by T1 plus T2 plus T3. So this is my second equation. Are you able to understand? Similarly, from the same equations, can I write T1 is equals to D1 divided by V1? Can I write? From this same equation, can I write T1 is equals to D1 by V1? Right, sir? So therefore T2 can be written as D2 divided by V2. T3 can be written as D3 divided by V3. Now take all these values and again substitute in the same first equation. Okay, ma? If you substitute in the same first equation, then what I will get? Again I will get average speed is equals to, now in the numerator I have D1 plus D2 plus D3 divided by, but in the denominator instead of T1 I can write D1 by V1, D2 by V2 plus D3 divided by V3. So this is my third equation which I got. Understood, Nama? So from the same equation I have derived another two equations. Okay. So now the question is, why we are deriving so many equations? Ante manakem pani paatledha? Why we are deriving so many equations? Huh? Okay. Oh. Okay, see here we are writing these many equations because if you see this equation, average speed, clear Nama? So here this equation is only in terms of distances and times, no? Equation number 1 if you observe, so equation number 1 if you observe, this is only in terms of distances and time. If equation is given only in terms of distance and time, you will use equation number 1. Okay. Now see what is equation number 2. So this is present only in terms of velocity, that is speed and time. So if question is based only on speeds and times, then you can use equation number 2. Understood, Dhamma? Similarly, if you see equation number 3, so here if equation is given only in terms of distances and speeds, then you will use equation number 3. So depending on the situation, what is the data which is asked in the question, we will select any one of these equations. Understood, no? That's it. Make a note of these 3 equations. Completed? Okay. So now I will write some cases. Okay, see, many times direct questions were given on these equations in the competitive examinations. Clear? So this process of derivation, you should by heart them many times. So derive it some 4 to 5 times, you can remember. Clear? Okay. Then we are writing some cases. Okay. So case number 1. Case number 1 is if distances are equal. If distances are equal. Are you able to understand? No? So for example, a person has traveled like this. Clear, no? He traveled from A to B, then he traveled from B to C, then he traveled from C to D. So this distance is D1, this distance is D2, and this distance is D3. Are you able to understand? So therefore, different times are taken, T1, T2, T3, speeds are different, V1 plus V1, V2 and V3. Now what is the given condition here? Distances are equal. It means D1 is equals to D2 is equals to D3. Okay. So if this condition is given, if distances are equal, then which one of the equation I can use? Can you see? So I will select that equation where distance is present in numerator also, where distance is present in denominator also. Okay. Then what is that equation? Equation number 3, no? So here distances are present in numerator also, distances are present in denominator also. So therefore what I will do, therefore average speed is equal to, how can I write? So this is equals to, so D1, D2, D3 they are equal and I can call it as a D, no? Every distance I can call it as D. So therefore, so here also D plus D, 3D. So therefore 3D divided by, and here also I can take a D common, no? Here also D by V1, D by V2, D by V3. Okay. Zakia bolte jab sunna. Otherwise you cannot understand. Clear? Now you take a D common. Therefore I will write 1 by V1 plus 1 by V2 plus 1 by V3. Clear now? So D and D get cancelled. So therefore what is the equation I got? So average speed is equals to, so 3 divided by 1 by V1 plus 1 by V2 plus 1 by V3. So this is the equation which I got. Okay. And this is the equation for how many intervals? 3 intervals. That's all. No? So write down. So I say that this equation is for how many intervals? No? 3 intervals. Okay. If I write equation only for 2 intervals, then what will be my equation? So average speed is equals to 2 divided by 1 by V1 plus 1 by V2. Okay. So if I take the LCM of all of this and if I manipulate this one, then I can write a 2 V1 V2 divided by V1 plus V2. So I can write like this also. Okay. So this is the equation for 3 intervals, and which condition? Distances are equal. Okay, ma? And this is the equation for 2 intervals, and which condition? Again distances are equal. Fine. Make a note up to here. One case I have written now I am writing case number 2. Okay. What is case number 2? Case number 2, do you remember what is case number 2? If? So if time intervals are equal. Time intervals are equal. Are you able to understand, ma'am? So time intervals are equal means what? A person is traveling from A to B, B to C and C to D. And in every condition he is taking the same time. For example, from A to B if he is taking 10 seconds, B to C also 10 seconds, C to D also 10 seconds. Time is remaining same. Okay. So therefore, in that condition, can I say T1 is equals to T2 is equals to T3 is equal to T? I can say like this. Now can you say out of this second equation, third equation, and previously we have written first equation, which equation shall I take? So I will select this equation number 2. Why will take equation number 2? Because time is present in numerator also, time is present in denominator also. Why I am taking like that? Because they will get cancelled, if they are equal. Clear now? So select this equation. So if I select this equation, now let us see how I can modify this one. Clear now? So therefore, average speed is equals to, how can I write? So times they are equal. So here I can take time common. No? Time you can take out of this total equation. So T, so V1 plus V2 plus V3 divided by, and T plus T plus T, 3T. So 3T. So therefore T and T gets cancelled. So therefore what is the equation for average speed? So average speed is equals to V1 plus V2 plus V3 divided by 3. That is my equation. Understood now? And this is the equation for how many intervals? 3 intervals. If it is given for 2 intervals, V1 plus V1, V1 plus V2 by 2. That's it. Make a note. Okay, ma? So therefore this is for 3 intervals. Okay, ma? And only if I take for 2 intervals, then average speed is equals to V1 plus V2 divided by 2. Okay, ma? So therefore these are the equations for which condition? These are the equations when time intervals they are equal. Clear now? A person is traveling from A to B, B to C, C to D in same time intervals, then directly you can use these equations. Clear? And these are the equations for which condition? These are the equations for those conditions when distances, when they are equal. Understood now? That's it. Make note of this one. Completed? Okay. So then we will study about velocity. Clear number? Velocity. What is meant by velocity? Already we have studied, no? Displacement divided by time taken is called as velocity. Velocity? Andhra. Okay. So then we study about average velocity. Average velocity. Okay. So how can you define average velocity? Average speed, how we have defined? Total distance divided by total time taken. Similarly, how can you define average velocity? Total displacement divided by total time is called average velocity for any number of intervals. 2 intervals, 3 intervals, 4 intervals, whatever it may be. So total displacement divided by total time. Total displacement, clear ma? Divided by total time is called as average velocity. Clear no? So for example, this I can write it as V average, average velocity. Clear no? So let us consider person has traveled from here to here, clear no? And the displacement is S1 dash, and then he traveled from here to here, displacement is S2 dash, and he traveled from here to here, which is S3 dash. So here let time taken is T1, here time taken is T2, and here time taken is T3. So here let us consider velocity is V1, here velocity is V2, and here velocity is V3. Then can you say, how can I write equation for average velocity? S1 plus S2 plus S3. That is distance. Change ఎందుకు వచ్చిందిరా మధ్యలో? Okay. So this is the initial point, this is the final point. So if you draw a straight line, then what is this straight line? Then this is called as the final displacement of the particle. The straight line distance between initial point and final point is nothing but displacement. Clear no? So this if I write it as S, then how can I write average velocity? total displacement divided by total time. That's all. No? So total displacement is nothing but S only, no, here. Distance is S1 plus S2 plus S3. But a displacement is S only, no. Are you able to understand? So total displacement is a straight line distance between initial point and final point. Divided by time taken is how much? Time taken is T1 plus T2 plus T3. Okay, ma? This is how I can write in scalar form. If I want to write average velocity in vector form, how can I write? If I want to write the same equation in vector form, how can I write? Suppose. So, dash average velocity dash or vector of average velocity is equals to, represent this one in vectors. So, the vector sum of S1 dash, S2 dash, S3 dash, it will give what? It will give S dash. That's all. No? So, this vector and this vector, they are joined by using which method? Head to tail, head to tail, head to tail. And what is the resultant of all of them? This is the resultant, which is head to head and tail to tail. So, this is the resultant. No? So, in vector form, I can write it as, just I can write S dash divided by T. Okay, ma? And what is S dash? Average velocity is equals to, S dash is nothing but S1 dash plus S2 dash plus S3 dash divided by total time taken is T1 plus T2 plus T3. Here also it is T1 plus T2 plus T3. So, this is how you can write either in scalar form or in vector form. Are you able to understand more? If you just take the magnitude, then it is called scalar form. If you mention the direction also, then it is called as vector form. That's it. Is it clear? So, this is how I can define average velocity of a particle. Clear? Sigma. For example, if I draw a graph like this, okay. So, graph is like this. So, here I have displacement and here I have time. Okay. So, graph is given like this. So, this is the graph. So, here displacement, let it be 10 meter, and here time taken is 4 seconds, and here time taken is 6 seconds. Okay. So, now the question is, find average velocity between first case O to A, second case A to B, clear na? Third case O to B. So, in these three conditions, you are supposed to find out average velocity. Try to say the answer. Second answer. Come on. Anybody? This is the given question, no? So, this is the graph between displacement and time taken. Okay. So, he is asking average velocity between three intervals, O to A to B and O to B. Okay. Kaad. So, see the first case. Case number 1 is O to A. It means I want to travel from here and I will reach up to here. That's all, no? So, it means that actually I am not traveling in this direction. This is a graph of displacement and time. My initial point is O and my final point is A. What is the definition of average velocity? Total displacement divided by total time. What is the total displacement between 0 to A? 10 meters. So, 10 meters divided by, and what is the time taken to travel from O to A? 4 seconds. So, 4. It is a 2.5 meter per second. That is my answer. Understood, no? See the second case. Now I am traveling from A to B. Okay, ma? So, A, then I am traveling up to B. Are you able to understand? So, here also what is the equation for average speed, ma? So, this is again equal to total displacement by total time. Now, can you say from A to B, what is the total displacement? Initially, it is present at a displacement of 10. Finally, its displacement is 0. Okay, ma? So, what is the total displacement? 0 minus 10. Okay, ma? Or you can call velocity to be negative velocity simply. Okay. So, what is the change in displacement? Change in displacement is how much? Final displacement minus initial displacement. Final displacement is 0 only, no? Final displacement is nothing but 0. So therefore I will write 0 minus initial displacement. Initial displacement is 10 divided by time taken 2 seconds. Clear number? So it is minus 5 meter per second. Are you able to understand? Is it clear? If I want to represent in terms of directions also, definitely I have to write minus 5. Or just if you are not concerned with the initial conditions, then you write displacement is 10 meters and time taken is 2 seconds. 10 by 5 is equals to 2 meter per second. So I can say like this also. Understand? Okay. Now, third condition. What is the third condition? Third condition is O to B from here to here. What is the average speed? 0. See at point O, what is the displacement? 0. At point B, what is the displacement? 0. Total displacement is how much? 0. So 0 divided by time taken is how much? Total time taken is 6 seconds. So therefore it is equals to 0 meter per second. That is my answer. వాడటం లేదు మీరు ఏదో లోకంలో ఉన్నారు. ఓకే, ఆ లోకాల నుంచి బయటికి రండి. Have you understood how we have done the calculation? Study is instantaneous velocity. Okay, ma? So instantaneous velocity. So it is represented by V instantaneous. Okay, ma? So instantaneous velocity, how I can write? See, I can write like this. So limit delta t tends to 0, clear ma? Delta x divided by delta t is called as dx divided by dt. So this is the equation which is called as instantaneous velocity. Okay, ma? So what is meant by delta x by delta t or delta s divided by delta t is what? Change in displacement. Clear na? So change in displacement by change in time is called as average velocity. Already we studied. No? So what is meant by average velocity? Average velocity is nothing but total displacement divided by total time. So change in displacement divided by change in time also you can call it as. This is called as average velocity. Are you able to understand? But instantaneous velocity means what I am writing extra here, I am writing limit delta t tends to 0. Limit delta t tends to 0. Delta x by delta t, this total value we call it as instantaneous velocity. So instead of writing all these mathematical operations, just I will write it as a dx divided by dt. Now can you say what is the difference between average velocity and instantaneous velocity? Deeniki difference cheppandi. What is the difference between average velocity and instantaneous velocity? Cheppandi, come on. వాడండి కొంచెం. Use your unused brains. See ma, here delta t tends to 0 means what? Delta t is so small that it is almost equal to 0. That is the meaning of this one. Are you able to understand? It means the time interval which we are taking is very, very, very small. How small? It is almost equal to 0. Okay? If a time interval is very small, then change in displacement also will be very small. In a very small time, the change in displacement also will be very small. No? For example, if a body is able to travel 2 meters in 2 seconds, then how much distance it will travel in 0 seconds? Chappandi. 0 meters almost. Understood? No? It means the velocity at a particular instant of time. Particular instant means what? Time interval is so small that it is almost equal to 0. That is called as particular instant of time. Are you able to understand? So what is the difference between average velocity and instantaneous velocity? Average velocity means total displacement divided by total. Displacement is large. Change in time is also very large. Okay, ma? Time interval you are taking huge time interval. 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 1 hour, 24 hours. Whatever it may be, this is called as huge time interval. So if time interval is greater, change in displacement also will be greater. Body will travel greater displacement. No? That is called as average velocity. But instantaneous velocity means what? Time interval is so small that it is almost equal to 0. Are you able to understand? No? If time interval is very small, change in displacement also will be very small. So very small change in displacement by very small change in time. That is called as instantaneous velocity. Okay. So that is why how I am writing the equation. I am writing the equation for average velocity. But the time interval is how much? It is very small. So small that it is almost equal to 0. Okay. So it means that dt, delta t will be very, very, very small. No? If delta t is very small, then it is called as a dt. Differential time. D means differential. Differential time means what? Very small time. So small that it is almost equal to 0. But it is not 0. Almost equal to 0. That's all. Clear now? Similarly, if time interval is very small, then change in position or change in displacement also will be very small. So that small change in displacement we call it as dx. So dx divided by dt, this is called as instantaneous velocity. That is the difference. Are you able to understand? It means the time intervals we are taking very small. Then automatically it converts into differential form. Now we know the rules of differentiation. So all the rules of differentiation and integration we are supposed to use in this equation of instantaneous velocity. Fine? So write down. So therefore how I can define instantaneous velocity? Average velocity becomes instantaneous velocity. Clear na? When time interval taken is very small. Okay, ma? Then automatically average velocity converts into instantaneous velocity. That's it. Fine? Okay. So now I will try to write this one in vector form also. How can I write in vector form? Sima. So instantaneous velocity can be written as ds dash divided by dt. Can I write like this? No? Instantaneous velocity can be written as ds dash. What is ds dash? Small change in displacement divided by small change in time. So ds dash divided by dt. I can write like this. Clear number? And body can displace in any dimension. No? Body can displace along x-axis also. Body can displace along y-axis also. Body can displace along z-axis also. Is it clear? So therefore, if a body is having displacement in all the three dimensions, then how I can write? I can write d by dt of s dash can be written as x I cap plus y j cap plus z k cap. Can I write like this? Clear number? S dash is nothing but displacement. Displacement can be along x-axis also, it can be along y-axis also, it can be along z-axis also. If displacement is present only along x, then you take only this one. If displacement is along x and y, then you take only these two. If displacement is only along y-axis and z-axis, then you take only these two. But if displacement is present along all the three dimensions, then you have to take all of them. Clear number? Now you apply the differentiation to each of them. dx by dt. What is dx by dt? Instantaneous velocity along x-axis. Okay. Next, dy by dt. What is dy by dt? Displacement along y-axis. Sorry, instantaneous velocity along y-axis. Then dz by dt. What is dz by dt? Instantaneous velocity along z-axis. That's all now. So therefore, same equation again, how can I write? I can write. So v instantaneous is equals to, I can write dx I cap divided by dt plus dy j cap divided by dt plus dz k cap divided by dt. Okay, ma? Same equation again, how can I write? I can write this one to be dx by dt is nothing but vx I cap number, dy by dt is nothing but vy j cap. So dz by dt is nothing but vz k cap. That's all. No? So this is the instantaneous velocity along x-axis, instantaneous velocity along y-axis, instantaneous velocity along z-axis. So from the same equations, these many equations you can derive. మళ్ళీ ఎందుకు వస్తుంది రైట్ అక్కడ? సో ఆల్రెడీ ఐ హ్యావ్ రిటన్ dx by dt is nothing but velocity, no ma? Change in displacement by time is called what? Velocity, instantaneous velocity. So this is the instantaneous velocity along x-axis, instantaneous velocity along y-axis, instantaneous velocity along z-axis. That's all. That is how we do the calculation. Clear? Okay. This question, so the displacement equation of the particle is according to s is equals to 3t square plus 4t plus 1. Okay. So find the instantaneous velocity of the particle at t is equal to 4 seconds. Okay. So what he is asking us to find out, ma? Instantaneous velocity. What is the equation for instantaneous velocity? Dx divided by dt. This is the equation which we have written, no? Or just you can write ds divided by dt also, both is same. It means a differentiation of displacement. What is the displacement equation? 3t square plus 4t plus 1. Okay. So if you differentiate this one with respect to time, then I will get the equation for instantaneous velocity. And what are the rules of differentiation? Already we have studied, Nama. Once again I am writing here. So rules of differentiation. Okay. So what is rule number 1? So d by dx of x power n into x power n minus 1. Okay, ma? So differentiation of k x power n. So k into n into x power n minus 1. Clear? So rule number 3. So differentiation of constant is equal to 0, where k is a constant. Clear number? So then differentiation of log x is equal to 1 by x. Clear number? So for this equation, just remember the values up to here. Okay. So differentiation of kx power n. What is k here? K is called a constant. Then what can you do with this constant? This constant you can take it out of differentiation. It means the same equation how I can write. First of all, I will write this equation. I will take this one k out of this brackets, out of differentiation. So k multiplied by d by dx of x power n. I can write like this. Now again, what is the formula for differentiation of x power n? N into x power n minus 1. So I will write, so it is equal to k multiplied by n into x power n minus 1. Clear number? So these are some of the rules which you are supposed to remember. Okay. So now by using these rules, you differentiate this one and see what is the answer you will get. Come on. Okay. D by dx of 0. But here I have x power n also, no? It will take out of the differentiation. K we are not differentiating. Clear number? See, actually, for example, if I write dx by dt, what is the meaning of this one? Dx by dt means what? Dx by dt means for a particular change in dt, what is the change in dx? That is called as differentiation. So if dt changes, how much dx value will change? That ratio is called as differentiation. Are you able to understand? For example, if I write d by dt of 4, what is the meaning of this one? dt means change in time. d4 means change in 4. 4 will it change? No, it is a constant, it will never change. So d4 will become how much? d of 4 will become 0. So 0 by dt, 0. So everything will become 0. So that is why differentiation of constant is a 0. So even though dt, time changes, but 4 will never change. No? 4 lo marpe me raadu kada. 4 is a constant. So differentiation of a constant will become how much? 0, because constant never changes. Understood, Nama? That's it. Okay. Now you do this differentiation according to these rules which I have written. Okay, ma? So first of all, let us do this one. So d by dt of 3t square. 3 is a constant, no? 3 is what? Constant. Take it out of differentiation. So 3 into dt square divided by dt. Now compare this one with this one. So differentiation of x power n is n into x power n minus 1. So here t square is there. So here n value is nothing but 2, no? N value is 2. So 2 into t power 2 minus 1. So 2 into t power 2 minus 1. So how much? So here I have 3 that I am forgetting. So therefore it is equals to 6t. 3 2s are 6. T power 2 minus 1 is 60. Clear now? Then differentiation of, next what I have? Differentiation of 4t. Clear now? 4 is a constant, no? Take it out of differentiation. 4 multiplied by dt divided by dt. Dt, they will get cancelled, no? So therefore what is the answer I will get? 4. Then differentiation of 1. What is 1? 1 is a constant. So differentiation of a constant is 0. Clear number? So therefore I will write differentiation of 1 is 0. Clear now? So therefore what is the total equation I got? So therefore V instantaneous is equals to 60 plus 4 plus 0. Okay. So this is my equation for instantaneous velocity. But he is asking instantaneous velocity at what time? So he is asking V instantaneous at time is equal to 4. Clear number? So therefore what I am now supposed to do, instead of t you are supposed to write 4. So 6 into 4 plus 4. 6 4s are 24 plus 4, 28 meter per second. So this is the instantaneous velocity of this particle at which second? At 4th second. It means after completion of 4 seconds, this will be the velocity of the particle. Understood? No? So Sima, this is the question. Car travels from Mumbai to Hyderabad with a speed of 100 km per hour and returns back with a speed of 140 km per hour. Then find average speed, average velocity of the total journey. Okay. So first of all I will calculate average speed. Can you say how can I calculate now? Total distance divided by total time. Anybody gave you time here? Time is? Huh? Second one answer we will discuss afterwards. First one answer is how much? Time is it given, ma? Then how can you do? Per hour it is 120, 100 and 140, but he never said that time taken is 1 hour only, no? 140. Sima, Mumbai to Hyderabad, this is Mumbai, this is Hyderabad. Clear, no? So maybe the person should have travelled like this, for example. Clear? So in the return journey, then he travelled from Hyderabad to Mumbai also, no? It means what is the distance travelled in the first condition, same will be the distance travelled in second condition also. So what are equal here? Distances are equal. And how many intervals are there? 2 intervals are there. So M to H is one interval, H to again back to M is another interval. So if 2 intervals are there and distances are equal, then what is the equation for average speed? Already we studied, no? Average speed equation is, so 2 divided by 1 by V1 plus 1 by V2. This is the equation. Same equation you can write also as 2 V1 V2 divided by V1 plus V2. So this is the equation for which condition? When distances are equal and there are 2 intervals. Already we discussed these formulas, no? Vaadadam ledu asalu meeru custom etlaithe. Clear ma? So this is the condition for which one? So distances are equal. Distances are equal, clear ma? And 2 intervals. Okay. So just do this calculation. So 2 into initial speed 100. You calculate in kilometers per hour only. Second speed is 140 divided by 100 plus 140. So just to do this calculation, that will be my required answer. That's all, very simple. So answer we got is 116.6 kilometer per hour. That is the answer. Clear now? So this is how we can calculate average speed. So next, how can you calculate average velocity? Average velocity, how can you calculate? Can you say? Average velocity. Come on. Chapali. Average velocity, you are saying it is 0. How can you say it is 0? Very good. So average velocity is what? Total displacement divided by total time. This is called as average displacement, average velocity. Total displacement is 0 because the starting point and ending point they are same number. So from wherever he has started, again he returned to the same position. Okay. So displacement will become 0. So 0 by time taken is how much? It is also equal to 0. Clear? That is our answer. Okay. Sima, let us see what is the question he is giving. A man traversed half of the distance with a velocity v0. So remaining part of the distance, remaining part means how much? Another half, no? So another half of the distance was covered with a velocity v1 for half the time and with a velocity v2 for another half of the time. So find the average speed of this journey. Clear? Let us try to understand this one with the help of a diagram. See. So first of all, he is saying about distances, no? So divide this one into two equal half distances. Clear, no? So let us call this distance is S and this distance is also S. Are you able to understand? So half of the distance he travelled with how much velocity? He travelled with a velocity of v0. It means from the starting point to the middle of this path travelled, he travelled with a velocity of v0. Clear? Then what he is saying, the remaining part of the distance, it means this distance S. Now this one he is covering with a velocity of v1 for half of the time. So let this one be half of the time. So for half of the time he is travelling with a velocity of v1 and for remaining half of the time he is travelling with a velocity of v2. Then from A to C, what is the total average speed from A to C that I want to calculate? That is the question. Okay. So can you say how can I do this calculation? Ela cheyochu cheppandi. First you should do from A to B. ఏముంది అక్కడ చేయడానికి? ఆల్రెడీ ఇట్ ఈస్ గివెన్ వెలాసిటీ v0. v1 plus v2 by 2. It means you are saying from here to here. Why you want to do v1 plus v2 by 2? Sima, here, first of all, from here to here distance is s. From here to here also distance is yes only, because he said it is travelling into equal half distances, no? But in this half distance, time intervals are equal, no? That's what he gave, no? For half of the time, it is travelling with a velocity of v1. For another half of the time, he is travelling with a velocity of v2. In question itself, it is there, no? From B to C, time intervals are equal. So from here to here, the time interval is, for example, 10 seconds. From here to here also time interval is 10 seconds only. If time intervals are equal, then what is the equation for average speed? v1 plus v2 by 2. For how many intervals? For 2 intervals. So first of all, what I do is, I will calculate average speed in between B and C. Clear, ma? So average speed from where to where? From B to C. Clear? So this one will be how much? This one will be equal to v1 plus v2 divided by 2. Why? Because time intervals are equal to. So what is the time interval from B to D? Same is the time interval from D to C also. So if time intervals are equal and number of intervals are 2 intervals only there, no? B to D one interval, D to C is another interval. So v1 plus v2 by 2. Clear, no? So now if I draw the diagram once again, how can I draw the diagram? Clear? So see here, so this is A, this is the middle one B, and this is the final one C. So from A to B the distance is S. B to C also distance is S. From A to B what is the speed? From A to B speed is v0. From B to C what is the speed? So that is v1 plus v2 divided by 2. That's all now. Now if you take interval AB and interval BC, now what is common in between them? Distances are equal. Clear, no? So if distances are equal, then what is the equation to calculate average speed once again? 2v1 v2 divided by v1 plus v2 if there are two intervals. Clear number? So therefore, average speed from A to C is how much ma? It is 2v1 v2 divided by v1 plus v2. Why we are using this equation here? Because the distances are equal. No? Why we are using this equation here? Times are equal. Okay ma? So this is the condition 1, T1 is equal to T2. This is the condition 1, D1 is equals to D2. That's all. So now what is meant by V1 and what is meant by V2? This total is called as V1, no? From A to B, this velocity or this speed I can call it as V1. Then from B to C, this total value I can call it as V2. Understood? This is V1 and from here to here it is called V2. Then my equation is 2v1 v2 divided by v1 plus v2. So just substitute that one. So therefore, total average speed is how much more? Average speed from where to where? From starting point to ending point. This is equals to 2 into v1. v1 value? v0. Clear? And v2. What is v2 value? v1 plus v2 divided by 2. So therefore, v1 plus v2 divided by 2 divided by v1 plus v2. So V0 plus V1 plus V2 divided by 2. So just do this calculation. That is my required answer. Okay, no? So let us see what is the answer we will get here. So let us try to do this one simply. Ma. So this 2 and this 2 will get cancelled. No? So therefore, V0 into V1 plus V2 divided by, now if I take LCM of this one, 2 goes to the numerator. So 2V0 plus V1 plus V2. So this is my required answer for average speed for the total journey. Clear? Okay, ma? See this question. So particle moves along the curve x square by 9 plus y square by 4 is equal to 1. So particle is moving along this curve where the equation is satisfied by x square by 9 plus y square divided by 4 is equal to 1. And it is moving with a constant speed. Then express its velocity vectorically as a function of x comma y. So this velocity vector, I want to represent this one in the form of a vector. Are you able to understand now? So let us see how I can do this calculation. See ma. What is the equation which is given? X square by 9 plus y square divided by 4. This is equal to 1. Where what is meant by x and what is meant by y here? X is what is meant by x, what is meant by y. X is the position of the particle along x-axis. Y is the position of the particle along y-axis. X-axis and y-axis. That's all. So therefore, if I differentiate this one with respect to time, then I will get equation in terms of velocities. No? Clear number? So therefore, what I will write? So differentiate totally with respect to time. Then I will get 1 by 9 2x multiplied by dx divided by dt. This is what I will get now. So 1 by 9 is a constant. You take it out of the differentiation. Differentiation of x square is 2x. But x I have not differentiated now. So dx divided by dt. Are you able to understand? Similarly, differentiation of y square by 4, can you say? 1 by 4 multiplied by 2 by dy divided by dx. That's all now. So differentiation of 2y is, differentiation of y square is 2y. But y I have not differentiated. No? So dy divided by dx. And differentiation of 1, 0. 1 is a constant number, differentiation of 1 is 0. Dy by dt. Clear number? That's it. Now, what is dx by dt? Instantaneous velocity. Along which axis? Along x-axis. Similarly, what is dy divided by dt? Instantaneous velocity along y-axis. That's all number. So therefore, this equation, how can I write? Can I write it as 2x by 9 Vx plus 2 1s are 2 2s are. So therefore, y by 2 multiplied by Vy is equal to 0. Can I write like this? Clear number? So therefore, I got equation up to here. Okay. Now let us see what I can do. Or first of all, let us consider this is my equation number 1. Clear number? So for this particle, velocity along x-axis is represented by Vx. Velocity along y-axis is represented by Vy. Clear no? It means, for example, if I take this total velocity as V, total velocity as v, then x component will be vx and y component will be v by normal. Can I write like this? So here again we are following which rule of addition? Triangle rule of addition. So can I write that total velocity v is equals to square root of vx square plus vy square? Can I write like this? Or simply I can write v square is equals to vx square plus vy square. I can write like this, no? Clear? Okay. So therefore, if I write like this, then what I can do, then let us try to write this equation in terms of Vx. Speed is already given as V norma. So V square is equals to Vx square plus Vy square. I got equation up to here. Now from the first equation, from equation number 1, can I write Vx is equals to minus Vy multiplied by y by 2 multiplied by 9 by 2x. Can I write like this? Clear number? So therefore Vx is equals to, so minus 9 by 4x, 9y by 4x multiplied by Vy. Can I write like this? Definitely I can write like this, no? So just I am taking a Vx on one side, Vy is on the other side. Then I got equation for Vx. Are you able to understand? Here I have two unknown quantities, no? Vx is an unknown quantity, Vy is also an unknown quantity. So here also I have two unknown quantities. V value is already given. Constant speed V already given, no? Clear, no? So therefore, if I take this Vx value and substitute here, then I will get equation for Vy, no? So once I get equation for Vy, I will get equation for Vx also. Okay, ma? So therefore, I got Vx value, no? So therefore, if you substitute here, you will get Vy value also. Clear, no? How can I substitute? So let it be my equation number 1. Let it be my equation number 2. So substituting 2 in 1. Okay, ma? So therefore, V square is equals to Vx square is how much? 9y Vy divided by 4x whole square plus Vy square. Clear, no? So therefore, Vy square, if I take common, then what is the value I am left with? So 9y divided by 4x whole square plus 1. Clear, no? So this is equal to V square. So therefore, okay, ma? So total Vy square is how much? Vy square is equals to, or shall I take LCM of this one? Vy square multiplied by 9y square, 9y whole square divided by 16x plus 1 is equal to V square. Clear, number? So Vy square can be written as 9y square plus 16x square divided by 16x square is equal to V square. So Vy square is how much? 16x square V square divided by 9y square plus 16x square. So what is Vy value? Vy value is plus or minus 4xv divided by root of 9y square plus 16x square. So this is my Vy value. Okay, ma?
9y whole square.
9y whole square already it is there, no? Yes. So 9y whole square. That's the value which I got. Clear, no? So therefore, Vy value I got this much value, no, ma? Now you take this Vy value, substitute in equation number 2, you will get Vx value also, because here also I have Vy, no? Clear? So let this equation be equation number 3. Then what I will do? Then substitute equation number 3 in equation number 2. Clear? So if I substitute here, then let us see what I will get. I will get Vx is equals to minus 9y divided by 4x multiplied by Vy. Vy value is how much? Plus or minus 4xv divided by square root of 9y whole square plus 16x square. So this is my Vx value. Are you able to understand? Ma? Then how can I write this total velocity in terms of vector form? I can write V dash is equals to Vx I cap plus Vy j cap. This is how I can write now. That is how we represent. That is how we represent velocity in the form of vectors. Clear? Now just substitute them. So V dash value is equals to Vx is how much? So it is minus plus of 4xy multiplied by 9y divided by 4x plus or minus 4xv. Clear, ma? And if you take both of them common, then I will get square root of, clear, ma? So 9y whole square plus 16x square. So this is how I represent this one in the form of vectors. So I cap and this one is j cap. Clear, no? That's all. That is my answer. So see this question. A particle moves such that its position vector varies according to this equation. Clear, no? R dash is equals to a cos omega t I cap plus a sin omega t j cap. Then you are supposed to find out these three values. What is the initial velocity of the particle? What is the angle between position vector and velocity vector? And what is the speed of the particle at any instant of time? Clear? Come on. Think about this question. Careful గా ఆలోచించి చేయండి. That its position vector is given by what? Position vector is given by r dash is equals to a cos omega t I cap plus a sin omega t j cap. So this is the position vector given, no? So how can you find out initial velocity? Can you say? Initial velocity. First of all, what is meant by initial velocity? Initial velocity means what? Velocity when time is 0. That is called initial velocity, no? So when I started observation, what was the velocity? That is called as initial velocity. That is when time is equal to 0. What is this equation? Position vector. Position vector, no? Then how can I calculate velocity from this one? From position vector, how can I get velocity? Differentiate చేయండి దాన్ని. If you differentiate the displacement vector, then you will get velocity vector, no? Already we studied, no? So therefore, velocity vector, how can I calculate? So dr dash divided by dt, that's all. If you differentiate this position vector is nothing but displacement vector. So displacement vector, if you differentiate with respect to time, then you will get the equation for instantaneous velocity. That's all, no? So differentiate this one, a is a constant, differentiation of cos omega t minus sin omega t. Clear, no? So still omega t I have not differentiated, no? I have differentiated only cos. Differentiation of omega t, omega, because omega comes out of the differentiation, dt by dt value is 1 only, no? Clear, no? So, or for your understanding, I will write completely. So again differentiation of omega t, I can write like this, no? So plus now differentiation of a sin omega t, differentiation of sin omega t, cos omega t, and again I have to differentiate omega t, chain differentiation. This process we call it as chain differentiation. Clear, no? So therefore, what is the velocity vector I cap and j cap? I forgot. So therefore, velocity vector is equals to, now see ma, so differentiation of omega t, omega, because omega is a constant, no? Take this omega out of the brackets, then you will get dt by dt. dt by dt value 1. So therefore I will write minus a omega sin omega t I cap plus a omega cos omega t j cap. So this is my equation for velocity, that's all. Why are you thinking so much? That is my equation for velocity. Understood, Nama? So once I get equation for velocity, now what he is asking? So initial velocity. Initial velocity means at time is equal to 0. Okay, ma? So substitute time is equal to 0. So therefore velocity vector is equals to minus a omega sine omega into 0 I cap plus a omega cos omega multiplied by 0 into j cap. Clear? Omega into 0. Chapali fast ga. 0. Sine 0. 0. So this total value will become 0. Omega into 0. 0. Cos 0. 1. So therefore what is the velocity vector I will get? I will get a omega into j cap. So this is the velocity vector when time is equal to 0, and that is called as initial velocity. Understood, Namma, how we are doing? That's it. Clear? So second question. What is the second question he is asking? Second question is angle between position vector and velocity vector. Which is the position vector? This is my position vector, no? And which is my velocity vector? This is my velocity vector. Okay. So how can you calculate angle between them? So what is the method of finding angles? Cos? It means which method you want to use? Dot product method you can always use, no? What is dot product? So a dash dot b dash is equals to ab cos theta. Why don't you use this method? By this method very easily I can calculate angle between two vectors. No? So therefore cos theta is equals to a dash dot b dash divided by ab. Clear, Nama? So this is position vector, this is the velocity vector. In between both of them only I want to find out angle, no? Clear? So let us do from here. Next, remember the third question, speed at any instant. Okay. So how can I do? So therefore cos theta is equals to a dash dot b dash. So what is the formula for dot product of two vectors when vectors are given in component form? x1 x2 plus y1 y2 plus z1 z2. x1 x2 plus y1 y2 plus z1 z2 divided by a means what? Square root of x1 square plus y1 square plus z1 square multiplied by b means what? Magnitude of b dash. Magnitude of b dash means x2 square plus y2 square plus z2 square. That's all, Nama. So just substitute all the values. So cos theta is equals to, first of all, let us consider this is x1, this is y1, and what is this one? This is x2, and this one is y2. So just substitute here x1 x2. So x1 value is a cos omega t multiplied by x2 value is how much? Minus a omega sine omega t. That's all, Nama. Plus y1 y2. y1 value is a sine omega t. Clear, no? Multiplied by y2 value is a omega cos omega t divided by, clear, Nama? So first of all I will write in terms of a b only. So a into b. Clear? Why I am writing in terms of a b? Because if I observe in the numerator I have minus cos omega t sin omega t. But here I have plus sin omega t cos omega t. Plus and minus will become 0. Total value will become 0, no? Clear, Nama? So cos theta, if it is 0, then theta is equal to 90 degrees. Because cos 90 is 0, no? It means the angle between velocity vector and position vector, it is equal to how much? 90 degrees. That is my answer. No need of again doing the square root of x1 square plus y1 square plus z1 square. Is it clear? That's it. So therefore, what is the answer I will get here? So cos theta is equal to 0 divided by AB is equal to 0. So cos 90 is equal to 0. So therefore I will say theta is equals to 90 degrees. It means the angle between velocity vector and position vector is how much, ma? 90 degrees. So that is my answer for second question. Then he is asking third question also, no? What is the third question he is asking? Speed of the particle. Now can you say how can I calculate the speed of the particle? Speed, how can I calculate? Velocity. This is the velocity vector. Clear, Nama? From this velocity vector, how can I calculate the speed of the particle? This is the total velocity. Vx, Vy. Then V is equal to square root of Vx square plus Vy. So this is the speed. Magnitude of velocity is nothing but speed, no ma? Velocity means it will be having speed also, it will have direction also. Clear? Because velocity is what kind of quantity? Vector quantity. If you take only magnitude of velocity, then what it is called? Speed. Velocity magnitude తీసుకుంటే ఏమవుతుంది? Speed అవుతుంది. Because velocity is a combination of speed plus direction is called velocity. Okay? Vector means it should have magnitude also, direction also. If you take only magnitude of velocity, it is called speed. That's it. So therefore, I can calculate magnitude of velocity number. So therefore, V is equal to square root of Vx value is how much? Minus a omega sin omega t whole square plus Vy value a omega cos omega t whole square. Clear now? So therefore, V is equal to square root of, so a square omega square if I take common, then it is sin square omega t plus cos square omega t. Clear no? Sin square theta plus cos square theta? 1. So therefore, what is the answer I will get finally? Square root of a square omega square is a into omega. So that is the speed of the particle. It's very simple. Clear no?